Hello, welcome. I hope you all have been well. I don't know about you, but I've realized that I am spending a lot of time on my phone, not being productive, not writing, not doing things I enjoy. My brain felt like it was rotting away, and I knew it was a problem when it wasn't just after work when I'm tired. For those of you who have been following me, you know that I commute 3 times a week to work now, and it's over an hour each way. And so it's like excusable in my mind that I'm tired after work. Maybe I don't get that much writing done. But when it spilled over to the weekend, I realized it was a problem that I needed to tackle. So, welcome one and all to my anti brain rot agenda. This week is all about things that I'm doing to trick myself into being more productive and spending less time just rotting away, lying down, doing things that just won't, to me, are kind of meaningless, where I'm on Instagram for hours on end and I don't remember anything that I saw on it. I'm on threads reading about like whatever escapism I'm doing. So right now that is and was watching Love Island for the first time. And when I'm distracted by these things, I'm not writing. I'm not doing things that give me joy. So anyway, for those of you who don't know me, I am Jen. I am an aspiring author. I am currently writing my first novel, going by the title of Oath Whip. And let me take you on a journey on these tips and tricks, and we'll see how it pans out a week from now. First up, I am tricking myself to being more productive on the weekend by putting on like actual clothes, meaning not pajamas. This is a skirt that I'm wearing under here. I have my glasses on because my eyesight is not that bad, but I realize that when I don't have my glasses on, I'm kind of like in this dream state almost where it feels very la-di-da, like I'm not really perked up. Whereas when I put my glasses on, things feel a lot more serious. So I'm hoping that tricks me into being more productive and like putting some makeup on, getting my hair out of the way, just setting myself up for success to not be rotting away. Another thing that I am doing is setting goals. So I've talked about this before, but it's really helpful for me to set even the tiniest little goal for each day to get me to do something, to get moving. So even if it's like I am going to look into this like letter that I got. For example, we got a letter saying from Nationwide saying that Strudel's insurance plan is going away. So we have to research what this new insurance plan is going to be. In the meantime, my work also has some sort of relationship with Nationwide. So I need to see if that is more cost effective. It's something that I've been pushing off for a while, but I'm just going to put it on my calendar of things to do and accomplish and just check off, get out of the way. Other things like, let's see, let me just look around this room to see what needs to be done. I have what do you call this? Not a whiteboard, but it's like a magnetic white eraser, dry erase marker board that has been sitting there. I bought it ages ago thinking that I'm going to use it to put up like a mood board. I have not done anything with it and it's just getting dusty. So that is something that I could get done. I have, let's see, clutter back there in the snack closet that can be dealt with. I have just things sitting out around the room that I need to deal with as well. This desk situation is doing pretty good, I'd say. I'm very proud that I actually got this done, but there's some more stuff that I want to do with it. So I could also put that on my list of to-dos. So I'm just gonna think about ways that I can motivate myself to do more of the things that get me inspired, get me creative, get me going. Because going back to my writing stuff, it's not been going that well. On one hand, it has been going well in that I'm thinking very deeply about it. I know where I want it to go a little bit better than I did before, especially coming out of my four-corner opposition exercise. I will link to it if you have not watched it. But I haven't been able to sit down, just like get my butt in the chair and get to writing. So I am going to put together a reward system to reward myself for little things that I do, whether it is writing, whether it is like cleaning, whether it is keep doing things that I've just been pushing off for a while, that I would be a much better use of my time than scrolling on Instagram endlessly. So I have some like materials here. I will walk y'all through that little exercise together. I hope it's a fun little like stationary B-roll montage voiceover thing. And yeah. Anyway, also, I forgot to mention, my camera's overheating, so let me squeeze this in. At the beginning of the week, I actually put app limits on my phone. So Instagram, I've set it to 1.5 hours a day. Threads, I set it to 1 hour a day. And man, today, I already have used up more than an hour of Instagram. So it's definitely going to be something that I need to get used to. I also moved where the app is on the phone to try to like less automatically go to open it. But I need to fill that time that I'm not on Instagram with things that are actually more productive. So I'm going to plot out what that is going to look like. I'm going to put together a reward system for myself to kind of gamify this experience, and hopefully it will become more natural in the future. But let's go. All right, so we have my little reward passport all set up. I'm sure I will add more categories to this as time goes by. I actually went in to add one for big life tasks like Strudel's insurance. And funny story about this book, because I have to tell you the story. It's such a good story, in my opinion. So I got this little notebook at Kettle's Yard in Cambridge. It's a really cool house. Me and Edwin were visiting my friend Emmy in London. And that day, Edwin had food poisoning. And I honestly was not feeling that good. But I really wanted to go to Kettle's Yard. My friend had already bought tickets. I'd never been to Cambridge before. So I was like, let's go. And I powered through. And it was the best decision ever, because on the way to Kettle's Yard, the sidewalks were really tight over there. And we were walking down the sidewalk. And lo and behold, I meet eyes with a very famous artist. I won't tell you who until then. So I locked eyes with a very famous artist. I smiled at him, and he passed by literally right next to us because it was such a small sidewalk. And then afterwards, my friend Emmy and I turned to each other and we were like, oh my God, that was Ai Weiwei. So that is my favorite celebrity story. And so saw Ai Weiwei, and then we also went to we went to Kettle's Yard, and then we went to a museum afterwards. I was not sure if I was going to make it, but I did. And there we saw Lubaina Hamid, who had an exhibit in London at the time, and Edwin and I ended up going afterwards, a few days after. But it was really cool, and I like recovered. I got my second win, so I was able to enjoy most of it. But anyway, I have been holding on to this notebook since then, and I'm really happy that I get to actually put it to use. For the categories of, let's see, I have writing, reading, artsy, cleaning, videos and outings, and big life tasks. So reading, I think I can add something to this week. I am listening to The Women by Chris and Hannah. I've really fallen in love with her writing. It's really propulsive. I'm trying to take a lot of lessons from it because it's kind of, it has this, like her books have a factor of you can't put it down. It just keeps going. It's great. Pace is amazing. I think for writing as well, I might be able to put something on this today because I think I will be finishing up a chapter, finally. It is a scene that I had contemplated taking out because I thought there were too many POVs getting mixed in to my story, and this was in a POV that I wasn't sure that I was going to keep, but I think it's really important to have this scene because the character Lido has a different POV and background, so I can do a lot more world building through his perspective. Even if I don't use his POV too much, I think it is well needed, so I'm rewriting that scene. Cleaning, I might be able to update soon as well. I'm in the middle of packing away all of my winter clothes and switching it out to summer clothes, and when I do that, I also figure out what clothes I need to donate and so on and so forth. So that is a big thing that I'm doing. Videos, obviously, I'm recording this one, so hopefully I will get this done and recorded by the end of the week. I'll do a check-in, and hopefully you'll see some cute little paper flakes in here. And let's see, big life task. Okay, I'll look into Strudel's insurance just because that's top of mind. We need to switch it by September. So that does give us a little bit of time, but that is going to take me a while to figure out. The work stuff as well. And let's see, outings. Let me try to plan an outing maybe for next week. We're trying to put a little bit more effort of going out with our dogs because they like to be inside. Like Strudel especially likes to stay inside. She doesn't really like to go on walks, but she loves grass. Like she loves open fields. Yeti always gets really excited when we take him for a walk as well, somewhere new, especially if it's not, like they both don't like dog parks because they get very intimidated by all the smells. They start to drool. They really do not enjoy themselves. But it might be nice to go on like a mini hike or something with them or go to a park. And then also maybe plan a date with Edwin. And artsy, I am putting DIY projects into this category. I just ordered some like smaller nails because I want to put up one of the paintings that I got from the estate sale that I went to yesterday in the bathroom. And I also want to hang something by like on the side of our pantry in the kitchen because I feel like that's a hole where there's no art when you look around our house. So in terms of what I'm thinking about for rewards as I fill these out, one, I will put real estate sales up there. I just love going to them. I don't look into them that often, but there are always really great ones happening in the Los Angeles area. I don't know if it's specific to LA. Like my sister is going to be moving to the Pacific Northwest area, and I was looking at stuff near her, and they're not that great. I know that, yeah, New York doesn't seem honestly that great either. LA has amazing stuff. Everything in our house that has any character was bought at an estate sale or an antique shop. So I love them so much, but I do go hard at these things. So I need to make sure that I'm incentivized to go to them and like hold off. So I think I will put that as one of my rewards. There's also certain like techy things like software that maybe I can incentivize myself as a reward to do, like going to a secondhand bookshop, which again, I typically do walk out with something. I might have that as a smaller reward. Although I'm like, does that count as an outing? Maybe it's getting me out of the house. Ooh, another really good one is mugs. I just love spending money on really nice mugs from ceramicists. I think let me bring my 2 recent favorites just to show them off. All right, we have 2 Blue Beauties. This is my newest one from Not Work Related. I've been trying to get one of their cups for so long, but I just don't get the right timing for it. This time I was prepared. I went to work early so that I would have time to buy this at 9 PT on the dot. And I actually had 2 things in my cart and one got swooped out, so I got scared and just bought this one, but it is a piece of art. And this I got from NAF Ceramic. It's so beautiful. All these hand-painted details. Look at this handle. It's braided and the shape is amazing for drinking out of. Like you just put your lip to one of these points to drink. I love it so much, but I can't be spending so much money on mugs and cups all the time. So that will be a sweet little reward as well. But anyway, I will check in a week and we'll see how this has worked out for me. If I learn anything from the system, has it actually been helping? And hopefully I'll have lots of nice things to say about this gamification process. Morning. Apologies, it is really gloomy out, so might be a little grainy, but it has been a week. And I wanted to give you an update on how this exercise went. So I did actually finish that chapter from Leto's perspective. I'm actually working on another chapter today that I had to revisit, so might have something in there as well. Reading, as I said earlier in the video, I finished The Woman. Incredible. I really like how Kristen Hanna is a historical fiction writer, and she studies those periods really well, like really tries to do them justice, and I just like learning while I read, so that's fun too. Artsy. I also showed this. I put up some frames, which only took like a few minutes, but it's one of those things that I dragged my feet on cleaning. I also showed this. I cleaned out that really beautiful rug that I got at an estate sale not too long ago. I was soaking it. It was kind of gross, and I realized, and as I was like washing it out, putting more water, washing it out, I realized it might have been some of the brown dye that was coming out, so whatever, but it's going to be living in our kitchen. Videos, I will put one in after I upload this video today. And let's see, outings. So this is really exciting. I am planning to go on a writing retreat with one of my really good friends. We haven't hung out in person in quite a while. She lives in another state, but it's going to be really fun. We booked an Airbnb. We have our flights down, so we're committed. It'll be like a 4-day, 3-night trip, I think. August 31st to September. So that will be super duper fun. Nothing in here yet, but I'm gonna put, I think, really big stickers in this category because these take a lot of effort, but yeah, I actually took out a credit on my accomplishments. So I was using this week to figure out what is a good like volume to set rewards to. So should it be 5? Should it be 10 things? And I realized that one of my rewards should definitely be buying houseplants. I just love buying stuff for the house. I need more plants in my house to feel like liven it up. So I was at the farmer's market yesterday and I saw 2 plants that I fell in love with. So I've taken out a credit on these. I'm gonna slow ramp it up so it is a 5 stamp situation for plants, and then the next thing that I do, I'm gonna try to get it to 10 moving forward. But how has this helped with my anti-rot agenda? So this is just one of the many tools that I think will help me accomplish this. Capping my time on Instagram and Threads has definitely helped a lot, but I've realized that like I will spend basically almost an hour in bed in the morning looking at Instagram, especially on the weekends. And I will have to have exceptions for when I need to post and stuff like that. So like promoting this video, but it has been super helpful. And yesterday I felt like, oh, one of my trappings though is that I've fallen into watching YouTube shorts instead. So I wish there was a way to limit reels specifically versus long form, but I will figure it out. But it definitely has gotten me to the table doing stuff like cleaning the rug I could have put off forever. But I spent a decent amount of time working on that yesterday. Anyway, I think this is just like a really fun way to go about this. And I've seen people do something like this with like their editing their manuscript. So they'll like color in a little thing for when they get through a given chapter. I've seen Lindy Jung do it. I've seen Brielle do it, but I really needed to extend beyond writing. And I finally have a use for these cute little paper flake thingies to use as little stamps. So I'm excited about that too. I've been holding on to those, like I said, for over a decade, not knowing what to do with them. And now I have a reason to use them. So I'm really happy about that. And I am fully committed to this anti-rot era of mine. I'm fully committed to filling out this entire reward passport. It might take over a year, honestly, for me to do. And I will just start to do like outings part 2, that type of thing. But I'm especially excited to fill out this reading portion because I'm hoping that by spending less time on social media, I will be spending a lot more time reading. I don't know, honestly, that I can easily say that I'll fill it with writing because I write as much as I can, as much as my brain lets me already. So I'm hoping that this reading portion will get fully fleshed out. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks because I'll listen to them while I'm commuting, but I still have a lot of physical books hanging around that need to be read. So I'm hoping that that helps with this. Anyway, I hope that y'all are doing well. I hope that you are finding yourself motivated and moving forward with your goals. And if you don't have goals, that's fine too. But if you do want to try something like this out, or if you do want to join me on this anti-rot agenda, please feel free to like try out some of these tricks that I've highlighted in this video and let me know how they go for you. And please share your tips as well because I'm all for learning and listening and moving away from this like truly couch potato lifestyle. But until next time, Thanks and see you soon. Bye.